what is up, everyone? Okay, so real talk. If you are a small business owner and you feel like you are constantly putting out fires, working more hours than you did when you had a job, and somehow still feel like you're falling behind, stay right there, because what we are covering today is exactly why that is happening, and more importantly, what to do about it. I'm Jenna, and welcome to Sulum. Today, I've got Kevin with me, who has talked with literally hundreds of small business owners across more than 40 different industries. And Kevin, I gotta say, every single time you walk me through what these owners are actually going through, it kind of just, it hits different, you know?
Yeah, Jenna, and that's the thing that I think most people don't realize is the struggle isn't really about the business, right? Like the business is often doing fine, or at least it could be doing fine. The struggle is it's more personal than that. It's like you started this thing because you wanted freedom. You wanted to build something. And somewhere along the way, the business kind of took you hostage.
Okay, that is a perfect way to put it. And that's really what today's lesson is about. We titled this one Small Business Struggles, but honestly, that feels a little, I don't know, too generic. Because what we're really talking about is the gap between why you started and where you actually are right now. So in the next 12, 13 minutes or so, we're going to dig into the real struggles, not the surface stuff you read in Forbes, like the stuff that's actually happening at 2 in the morning when you're answering emails you should have delegated 6 months ago. We're going to look at some real numbers, some real patterns, and then we're going to talk about a practical path forward. Sound good? Let's get into it.
Yeah, all right. So let me just be blunt here for a second. There is a lie that gets told to small business owners almost every single day. And the lie is this: work harder and things will get better. And look, I get it. Like grit is real, work ethic matters, and this is important, there is a version of working hard that is actually keeping you stuck. And most owners, brilliant owners, by the way, they don't even see it happening.
Right. And can I add something here? Because I think this is where it gets kind of uncomfortable. Like, the data on this is pretty wild. We're talking, okay, so a 2026 survey, like literally just from this year, found that nearly 47% of small business owners said they cannot find qualified applicants. Not that they're not trying, they literally cannot find the people they need.
Yeah, 47%. And that's just the hiring side of it. Like, we're not even talking about the owner who hired someone and now spends more time managing that person than actually running the business. That's a whole different level of exhausting, you know?
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, and this is something Kevin and I hear all the time. The owner brings someone on, right? And they think, okay, I can breathe now. And then 3 weeks later, they're redoing everything the person did, answering the same questions over and over, and like they're working more hours than before they hired anyone.
And here's the thing that I think is the real root of it. It's not a people problem. It's a systems problem. When you don't have documented processes, like real written out step-by-step documented processes, every single person you bring on like starts from scratch. And you, the owner, you are the manual. You are the instruction set. And that is the bottleneck.
Oh, say that again, because no, seriously, say that again, because this is the thing that like a lot of owners know intellectually, but haven't fully felt yet.
Yeah, so the owner becomes the bottleneck. And it's not because the owner is bad at delegating necessarily, it's because there's nothing to delegate to. There are no systems, so every task lives inside someone's head, usually the owner's head, and nothing can move without them. And that's where the burnout comes from. That's where the I can't take a vacation comes from. That's where the I'm checking Slack at midnight comes from.
And this is real, right? Like, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce data shows that inflation and hiring challenges are the top concerns for small businesses right now. But when you dig deeper, like when you actually talk to owners, the thing underneath all of it is capacity. The business is one person deep, and that one person is you.
Exactly. And I've actually talked to a financial advisor, brilliant guy, great reputation, and he told me flat out, I'm not good at processes. I know I'm not, but I'm also the one doing every single process in my business. And that's the expert dilemma. You're so good at what you do and so valuable at what you do that doing anything else is literally costing you money. Every hour you spend answering emails, scheduling calls, redoing tasks, that is money you are not making doing the thing that actually brought you clients in the first place.
And I think what's sneaky about it is that it feels productive. Like you're busy, you're clearly working, things are getting done, but you're running on a treadmill, you know what I mean? Like you're moving, but you're not going anywhere.
Right, right. And I hear this framing sometimes where people say, well, I'm too busy to systemize. And I get it. I really do. Like sitting down to document your processes when you have 50 things on your plate sounds impossible. But here's the thing. The busier you are, the more you need it. Because the chaos compounds. Like it doesn't stay at this level, it grows. More clients, more complexity, more decisions, and suddenly you're just reacting all day long.
Decision fatigue is real too. Like, there's actual research on this. The more decisions you make in a day, even small ones like which email to answer first, the worse your judgment gets by the afternoon. And for small business owners who are literally making hundreds of micro decisions a day, by the time you get to the important stuff, the creative stuff, the stuff that actually grows the business, you're running on fumes.
And that's the thing that's hard to measure, right? Like you can see your bank account, you can count your clients, but how do you measure the quality of your own thinking at 3 p.m. on a Wednesday after a full day of being everyone's answer machine? You can't, but you feel it.
You feel it, yeah. And I think the owners who are watching this, they feel it. They feel it right now, that little tightness when I say that, because you already know. Okay, so let's talk about what this actually looks like in practice, because I don't want this to be abstract. Like, let's get into some, real scenarios.
Yeah, absolutely. So think about a restaurant owner, right? Like margins are already thin. We're talking maybe 3 to 5% profit on a good day. And this owner is managing schedules, talking to vendors, handling customer complaints, training new staff, doing the social media, writing the emails. Like it never ends.
And there's no way to grow that business when the owner is the business.
Right. And I love this example because it's kind of mind-blowing. We've worked with a food and beverage operation, like a $15 million operation, single VSA, running the back end. And the owner is actually out there building relationships, growing the brand, doing the things that only they can do.
Which is wild to think about. Like $15 million and the operational back end is just handled. And here's the thing, it's not just restaurant owners. We see this pattern in digital marketing agencies, in real estate, in healthcare practices, in e-commerce. I mean, Kevin, we've worked with over 40 different industries at this point.
Yeah, and the pattern is the same everywhere. The owner is talented, the owner is working hard, and the owner is, I don't want to say drowning, but yeah, drowning in low-value tasks that feel urgent but aren't high impact. And look, here's a stat that kind of really hit me when I saw it. Only 31% of businesses with fewer than 10 employees had even hired anyone at all in 2025. 31%. So most of these owners are doing it all themselves. And the reason isn't always money. Sometimes it's because hiring feels risky. Hiring feels like more work, not less.
Yes, and a lot of times it is more work. Like, think about traditional hiring. You bring on a full-time employee, you're looking at $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month or more once you factor in all the overhead. Benefits, taxes, equipment, management time, and then you still have to train them. You still have to manage them daily. And if they leave, which, let's be honest, they do, you start over from zero.
That's the cycle, and a lot of owners would rather just do it themselves than go through that again, which is understandable. I'm not judging, but the cost of that decision compounds over time. Every month you're doing tasks you shouldn't be doing is a month you're not doing the things that actually grow the business. You're not building relationships, you're not closing deals, you're not creating content, you're answering the same email again and again.
So here's where I want to shift the conversation, because we've been in the pain, right? And I think it's important to sit in it for a minute because a lot of owners kind of skate past it. They're like, yep, that's my life, moving on. But the thing is, most of the time, the reason they're still stuck in it is because they don't actually believe there's a better way. Or they think the better way requires, I don't know, a massive overhaul, like building some big team or spending a fortune.
And that's just not true. Like the path forward is actually simpler than most people think. The framework we use, and this is something we've seen work across all 40 plus industries, is 3 steps: document, replicate, scale. That's it.
Okay, break that down.
All right. So document means you capture what you do, not in some big elaborate SOP project that takes months and a consultant and a binder, like a 5-minute video. You screen record your screen, you do the task, you talk through what you're doing out loud, your thought process, the little nuances. That's it. That becomes the foundation.
And I want to stop you there because this sounds almost too simple. And I know when I first heard this, I kind of rolled my eyes a little bit. Like, a video, that's the system? But Kevin, tell them what happens when you actually do this.
Yeah, so I'll give you a real example. We worked with a content creator, big YouTube channel, you know the type, and he's getting like 100 plus comments a day on his videos, 300 referral requests coming in every month, 30 text conversations happening simultaneously. Like the guy was completely overwhelmed. And he made some short videos showing his process for handling these things. And within 3 days, his VSA was independently handling the YouTube comments, complex questions, technical questions, stuff about mortgages. 3 days.
3 days. Okay, so that is document, the video. Replicate, the VSA learns it from the video, builds the system around it, and scale. You get your time back to do the stuff that actually moves the needle. That right there is the whole model. And here's the thing about the kind of support I'm describing. It's not a full-time in-house hire with all that overhead. Our VSAs, and VSA stands for Virtual Systems Architect, by the way. It's a whole different thing from a regular virtual assistant. Our VSAs are roughly half the cost of an in-house hire. And they come ready to go. Like, they go through a 6-stage vetting process. Only about 3 out of every 100 applicants even make it through. 3 out of 100. And then before they ever work with a client, they work with us first. They go through what we call a nesting program. So by the time they get to you, they're not a project. They're a resource.
Yeah, and I think the thing that makes VSAs different, like fundamentally different from your standard virtual assistant, is that they don't just do tasks. They document what they're doing as they do it. So every task your VSA handles becomes a documented system that you own. You're not just getting work done, you're building the machine that does the work. And that compounds. Like, the longer they're with you, the more your business runs without you having to be in every decision.
Which is the whole point, right? Like, you didn't start a business to have a new, more demanding job. You started it for some version of freedom. Financial freedom, time freedom, creative freedom, whatever it is for you. And the owners that we see actually get there, they're not necessarily smarter, they're not working more hours. They just figured out earlier how to stop being the only one who could do everything.
And look, if you're sitting there going, okay, but does this actually work for my industry? The answer is probably yes. Healthcare, real estate, finance, food and beverage, digital marketing, e-commerce, managed service providers, franchises, over 40 industries at this point. The pattern is always the same. You show them the task and they build the system around it.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do. And this is the part where you should actually pay attention, okay? If anything in this video hit a nerve, and honestly, if you made it this far, something landed, there is a link in the description below. Just click it. Book a free discovery call. It's not a sales pitch. It's not a hard close. It's literally just a conversation. You tell us where you are, we listen, actually listen, and together we figure out if a virtual systems architect even makes sense for where your business is right now. No pressure, no obligation, just clarity.
And I want to echo that because I've been on a lot of those calls. And the owners who show up not even sure if it's right for them, sometimes those are the best conversations because just talking through it out loud, like articulating the bottlenecks you've been carrying around silently, that alone is valuable.
Yeah, exactly. And even if you're not ready to talk to anyone yet, totally fine. We've got some free resources that are genuinely useful. If you want to see where your business actually stands right now, go take the quiz at quiz.myprosulum.com. It'll show you exactly where the gaps are in your systems. And if you want to just generate your very first SOP for free, like today, you can do that at instant.myprosulum.com. And if you want a full free course on business systemization, like a real course, not a pitch, go to systemizeinfive.com. All of those links are in the description.
And honestly, even if you never work with us, go take the quiz. Just knowing where your bottlenecks are changes how you see everything. It's worth 10 minutes, I promise.
Love it. Okay, that is a wrap for today's lesson, everyone. Kevin, as always, man, this stuff is gold.
Always, always. Thanks for having me, Jenna. And hey, business owners, you're not crazy for feeling this way. The pressure is real. You just don't have to carry it alone.
And that is a great note to end on. If this was helpful, do me a favor. Hit subscribe, drop a comment below. Tell me, what is your #1 struggle right now as a business owner? I actually read every single one, seriously. And we will see you in the next lesson. Take care, everyone.